What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part lucky number 13 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Khatep Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, and Khatep's sick beats were unable to shield Lich Priest Ramaranov from the madness of Khorne as it infected his rather range-focused army, forcing the Krokagar Legion and the Ushabti with Greatbow into melee, and thus nearly causing his army to be destroyed. We did lose 3 of our Green Skulls and 1 of our Scorpions, and came very close to losing another Skull, another Scorpion, and like 4 of our units of skeletal archers, plus a Tomb Prince as well. Very, very dangerous to fight Coordinate troops when your range guys are forced into the melee. A little bit of a taste of our own medicine, I suppose, as we've been essentially pulling the same thing in, well, minus the Rampage, in attacking Nagaroth and destroying them pretty handily at that. Anyway, King Roperfus will be facing off against Valkia the Bloody next, but fortunately Roperfus has a little bit more of a melee damage dealing heavy army than the other guy does. Though I suppose all 3 of these armies still need to, you know, move together and swap each other's units around because, yeah, it's not quite the way we want it to be. Anyway, we do have to fight Valkia this episode. We also probably want to move into Tori Vress and knock out Nakari for good. Honestly, if we can do this with King Anwar and not have to deal with it with Khatep, I would actually really prefer that. So Anwar, you're gonna move to Tori Vress, which does have a demonic gathering garrison building. Well, that's a shame, and this means we do have to fight the battle manually rather than in the manner that we normally would, but, well, what can you do? Non-cinematic is what I'm getting at, because the garrison building will cause the desync bug, so it wouldn't be possible. Anyway, we're gonna fight this. Well, there's no seduction now, because probably this faction is now bankrupt, as this is their last territory, and they did just summon some regiments of renown, but do keep in mind there's a bit of a poll going as to how we deal with Slaneshi's seductions going forward in all future campaigns. So do make your voices heard. Anyway, we're just gonna fight this. Yes, do we have to do anything? I don't think we have to do anything. Go. Alright, what kind of map are we looking at? Yeah, you guys keep telling me that there's a map preview, but, well, we'd see the map before when we deploy anyway. And, ooh, this is the map with 1 gate, eh? That's kind of interesting. Is it a big deal to us? I'm not entirely sure. Alright, well, we can just probably book it forward towards the gate anyway. Oh, wow, look at that. Huh, the deployment zone for this particular map is all the way up to the gate, essentially. Oh, that's really interesting. Alright, fine. You're gonna go here, then you're gonna start immediately climbing. I mean, we'll take advantage of it. You're gonna go here and fire up on top of those walls, and you're gonna do the same. Like so. Frankly, we don't care about you guys taking damage, and also, frankly, even if you did take damage, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You and the Scorpion can be group 1, and you can all charge the gate. That means you priests as well. And we can use the Tomb Guard and the Nehekar warriors. Probably send them up on the walls to help the Eagles out, who are going to have a lot of wall clearing to do, as they usually do. Anyway, that's group 1. We'll make the, I guess, Eagles group 2. The Carrion group 3. Could use some more Carrion, but whatever. We'll get to it. Chariots and the other range units can be group 5. And then the melee troops can be group 4. Alright, that's about all I got for this. We're just gonna jump on in, go. Alright, go here. Scorpion attack the gate. We may not actually want to clear the gate immediately, but we will at some point, or at the very least, somewhat soon. If the enemy opens the gate, we'll probably want to back off lest we get stuck, because the Phantasmagoria wouldn't be doing us any favors. Anyway, you guys climb the walls. Eagles, get ready to hit whatever's up here. There is a unit of demonettes. Yeah, go for it. And over the walls and onto the demonettes. Okay, good. For a second I thought they were gonna get off the walls and not be good. Anyway, you guys go here, priests. I would like both of you to activate your forbidden rods and get ready for some casting. Okay, no. I noticed that the gate has opened. I'm just wary of the... oh wow, you guys are starting to take damage. Well, let's Hey, let's give it a second. More enemies are coming in now. And now we'll pop the Soul Blight and we'll get this one Eagle unit out because it's taking damage. Alright. And there's some enemies down here. We'll pop a Skull Storm on our own summoned unit, so that'll just activate our Realm of Souls faster, and I wouldn't complain about that. It's frankly one of the reasons we have those guys. Nekar Warriors and Tomb Guard climb the walls. Eagles, by the looks of it, are more or less fine, and the rest of you guys get ready to get closer. Where's our Tomb Scorpion? I did back it off, didn't I? And, oh, the king might be stuck outside the walls. Well, what can you do? No, Eagle, why did you... Oh, no. Please, why did you get off the walls, man? Why are you doing this to me? Alright, Eagles are starting to take a little bit more damage than I would like up here. Maybe it's because they're fighting the Furies? Alright, well, we'll see what they can do. At least the... oh, you know what? Everybody attack the gate now. Maybe not much of a choice. First of the Realm of Souls has been activated. Still waiting for a second. Carrion, you can start moving your way in. And, ooh, Fascination on one of the Eagles, causing them to rampage. They're down to 2. Defend them with the Nerus and see if we can't force the enemy to allow them to escape. 2 units. No. The poor Eagles. Mostly, I don't want to pay again for the... pay again for the re-recruitment. They still got 2, though. It's still okay. Carrion. Looks like you can bail them out. Alright, Priests, you can be in group 6 now, maybe back off so that you don't get too badly damaged. Tomb Prince and Necrotect, make your way in. And I don't know why you guys aren't climbing, but I guess you can just attack the walls now, whatever. Alright, you escape off the map, and in fact, you can escape off as well. You're starting to take a beating. No. Carrion. Step on top of the walls. No need to land down there, it's too hectic. Alright, Eagles, get ready to back off. You'll still be needed, but not right now. Perhaps this was perhaps I shouldn't have done this, but it's too late now. Oh, what the heck is that? Is that an Allurus? Why are you out here? That was unexpected, but sure, why not? Alright, more Demonettes out here. Do we have another Skullstorm available in a few seconds? Alright, another Skullstorm it shall be. Like so. Clear out those Demonettes, and the Allurus should be done for. Rest of you can make your way in. Alright, the other Eagles should have made their way off of the map. The rest of you guys can just sort of hover around, but get out of the range of the enemy towers, just in case they do damage to you. Alright, all birds over here, at least for now. We'll have them land once we actually break through the gate, which is just taking absolute ages. Alright, Demonettes are melting. Keep on making your way through. What are you guys doing? Up here. I don't know if you're climbing or you're not climbing. Make up your mind. Alright. And yeah, you guys can keep taking damage. I don't mind. It's just more activation on our Realm of Souls, and I'm not going to complain about it. Alright, any isolated units that you guys could find and obliterate? Not really. I mean, we might be able to grab the Seeker unit, but the thing is, they're so fast moving that it's kind of risky. Oh. I saw that Chaos Lord move up on the wall, and I was like, hello, free kill, but alas, not quite the case. You're starting to take damage, but, not so much damage that we really care. And, oh, is the gate broken? I saw these guys weren't attacking it. And you guys are still not climbing, really. I'm being kind of buggy today, game. Come on now. But, well, it's sieges. Sieges have always been buggy, let's face it. You two, move on and attack those Demonettes. I'll say maybe all of you, go for it. Carrion, follow along as well. If the Lord wants to join up there and help out, then that's just fine by me. Gate is down to about half HP, though the Scorpion might be forced through it. Our damage unit of Eagles escaped and will recover to half HP because it only lost 2 models. Okay, you guys move a little bit more forward before killing off those Demonettes, and if that Chaos Lord should... there we go. Chaos Lord is up here now. Kill the Chaos Lord. All the Eagles against Chaos Lord. And we have another Spirit Leech, indeed we do. We can also speed up the matter. You can now move away as you've taken a lot of damage, and go here. I don't think we're going to be able to activate the 3rd Realm of Souls, or at least I don't think it's likely, but we'll see. Alright, Tomb Guard. I'm taking damage as well. The enemy Lord is in pain, but, well, Slaneshi, so we can't complain about it. It's forbidden. typically complaining. Another skull storm outside the gate until they just let us through it. Please let us through the gate. Let us in. Alright, you guys get up. Don't get killed by our own skull storm. Alright, and you're down to 2 eagles now. You can back off and off of the map like one of the other eagle units. And are you guys fighting in melee now? Back off. Let's do one of these. Alright, that's a Curse of Ksar to hurt the enemy. You eagle, just go over here and fly off the map. There you go. Alright, and I'd like to drop some bombs, but since we haven't been able to clear the gate, we haven't been able to force the enemy to blob up around it. Alright, our Scorpion is through, but the gate is not down. And, okay, not you, priests, not you. You guys stay out here. Alright, I don't know if the chariots would help in any way here, but, well, decent likelihood that they wouldn't. Enemy Lord is nearly done for. A couple more eagle hits, so there we go. And we'll bring him down. And Hekara warriors are hurt, but we don't care about them in this particular army because they're not actually supposed to stay here. And the Assyrians' Legion is actually supposed to be transferred to another army, but, well, gonna be a bit. And the gate is still not broken through. And funnily enough, this might have not been a particularly interesting cinematic anyway, because it's just taking such a long time to break through the gate. And there are no more units that can go up on top of the walls, so we just have to wait patiently until we can do this. So, you guys go here and here. Maybe you can fire through the walls? Or through the gate once the... Oh, wow, our Necrotect. Heavily damaged now. Oh, did he get stuck on the other side as well? Or maybe we can back him out, I'm not sure. Give it a try. Just like the priests. We can also keep dropping spirit leeches on, let's say, the Marquis, who will probably hit with the eagles as soon as we break through the gate. Please, game. Alright, you know what? Chariots, I don't know if you're good at breaking gates, but you're gonna give it a try. Turn off your skirmish mode, attack the gate. I got nothing. No. Ah, well, actually, maybe you can fight down there. For at least a little bit. Give him a Narrows, at least for a little while. And then let's pop a Curse of Ksar on everything here. Group 1, just attack that gate. Attack it until we're through. Marquis is nearly done. Eagles, come on down. You guys come down as well. And a couple more hits. Melee units, come on down as well. Let's finish this. Just mob everything in there. You should be able to pull it off. Do we have another Curse of Ksar available to us? No, we do have Crown of Command, but I'm not sure that it's needed here. Marquis is down. Eagles, kill off the Spawn of Slaanesh now. Everybody come down. Alright, Carrion are fighting, but are in decent shape. Let's activate your healing potion and your melee attack ability. And is the gate still alive? I think all of our units made their way through the gate. Oh, the chariots. Okay, that was my mistake. The chariots are in everybody's way, or at the very least, I'm not sure why the Scorpion prevented, but whatever. Alright. The chariot's stuck there now. Oh, sieges, you buggy mess. You absolute buggy mess, but it's okay. Oh, there we go. Down goes the gate. Scorpion at last able to move in, but everything is dead in the settlement already. You open the gates and everything's already dead inside. But I guess Tomb Kings should be pretty used to that sort of situation. Anyway, with that, I do believe everybody is done for. The last of the Chaos Spawn will go down, and the battle will be ours. Okay, you stop firing. Okay, never mind. Alright. Yeah, see, the 2 of these eagles each lost 2 units and then recovered 2 of them, so we're just fine. And at least this way, we didn't need to use Khatep to help out. And I'm gonna say like 90%, well maybe not 90%, but like 60% of our losses were due to the buggy nature of the siege, and not much else. Maybe a little bit due to me sending the chariots in to try to break the gate down, but nothing that was overly concerning. And we should be able to recover to full in a single battle. And with that, I do believe Nakari's faction will be destroyed. Occupy the place, and we'll be trading it to Altharion. Alright, quick. Cultivist of Assyrian. Berekt, you do not need a skeletal chariot. Actually, use the skeletal chariot, at least for now. I'll think about it. Okay, Prince Arandes, definitely the skeletal steed, especially as you're a cavalier. And this gives you 10 melee attack and 10 melee defense. Wait, you're telling me... A moment. Yeah, Storm of Necromancy, Seducer, Astonish, Destroy. It's fantastic. You're telling me that your stats are 50 and 60 with the Skeletal Steed? Ah, 40 and 60. Melee defense plus 10. Melee attack plus 10. I guess the steed also lowers your melee defense, and then this counteracts it. I assume that's what happens. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Either way, Tori versus ours, Oh! There was an oasis here. That's funny. And the pastures. I'd like to keep it, but I just don't think that's going to happen. We need to trade Tori Rest to these guys so that they have it as their capital, so we could trade Tor Elisor from them, or Elistor, and frankly, we're not going to keep anything on the donut, with the exception of the White Tower of Hoeth for the landmark. Not even Lothern. They can do better with it than we can. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a little bit of trade goods, but once again, in the late game, we won't care, rather, about money, even though right now we kind of do. Naktamhat, you can still stay and watch the lizards. Actually, now that we've destroyed their, I want to say, only enemy? Oh, Citadel of Dusk. Anybody else we can ask them to declare war on? Illyrian? No, we don't want them to take it. What about Shadow Legion? Minus 15, no dice. What about Legion of the Gore Queen? Minus 13, no dice. Baroque Axe. 8.4, a little better. Nagaroth is 0.6, but they'll be dead in a turn. Oh, actually, speaking of Nagaroth, that reminds me. I had another thought. So I was going to have Rakobi attack this, but then I figured, you know what? What if instead of destroying it or occupying it, we sack it? This would allow CRONE Hellebron to take the Blacklight Tower, assuming the AI isn't a jerk, and actually does it. This would then, potentially at least, allow us to trade the Shrine of Ladriel and the monoliths to Hellebron rather than to these guys. Why do we care about this? Simply because we saw that the Shrine of Ladriel was worth a ton to these guys, which probably means it'll be worth a ton to Hellebron. Maybe we can vassalize her that way. I'm not fighting this now, auto resolve. It'll be just essentially the same battle, except since we have artillery here, we'll knock down the walls, break down the towers, and then not have any problems. Sack the place. Then, I guess you're gonna move southward. I want to see if we can't reach the Black Forests. I don't know if it's possible, but I guess we'll have to see. We do still have the funerary district here, which will allow us to move a little bit further. Take a little bit of damage here, but Nagaroth is pretty much broken. And minus 125. Looks like they'd rather die than peace out, considering they have no armies remaining and 2 relatively undefended settlements, one of which was just sacked. Okay, well, that's Alethanar for you. Anyway, Araprafas, I guess you're the only one who still needs to do a thing, and the thing you shall do. Did one of these guys level up while we were doing something else? Maybe. You, sir. We've got Usirian's Incantation of Vengeance, which does have potential, but you don't have the mana to cast it. I guess the main thing we'd probably be trying to cast is to spam Joff's Incantation. Maybe Neru's. How many demonic units do you have?
Silence Worm!
Yeah, Silence Worm. I love you, Valkia. Yeah, not a lot of demonic units, so the Nerus will still be helpful to us, admittedly. We won't be able to cast it too many times, especially Overcast, but we can reduce the cost and then maybe cast it again. The 1 extra cost reduction on Joffs is not probably worth as much as the 2 reduction on Nerus, especially since we have to overcast this. There's a higher likelihood that we miscast, and I don't know whether the Coronate Forces make us more likely to miscast, but I'd rather not risk it. Anyway, well, it's a small settlement, there will be no walls, and so unlike the previous battle, this battle can definitely be cinematic. Razor Standard, put it on one of the Golden Host of Mahrak. Now, we have to watch out for that Blade of Corn, which will probably obliterate, like, a couple of our troops. They have a maxed out unit of Skull Crushers, which means this is Valkia's starting army. She's never lost a fight. And then, of course, there's Valkia herself, which is a fantastic fighter. And more likely than not, we're better off ignoring her. and destroying the rest of her army around her, but we'll see. Away we go, cinematically this time. Alrighty, curse them indeed, especially if they bring that rampage nonsense out to play, but fortunately, by the looks of it, our army is not afflicted by it. You'd think it'd be more likely to happen against the Valkyria, but apparently not. And that is good news for us, specifically for our archers, as they certainly don't want to be in melee against the Skull Crushers of Khorne. That said, this is still going to be a heck of a doozy of a fight. We have no real easy way, or possibly any way at all, of killing Valkyria, and it's going to take a lot, and I mean a lot of effort, to do anything at all to the Skull Crushers. They ride in the Swift Shiver shards, smashing into them, and the shotgun shots from the Spokal Stalkers and all that. I think that was the third volley from the Swift Shivers, and takes maybe 5% of their HP. It's basically nothing. These things are tough as heck. Fortunately, they're not the only units that we can fire at. The Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne take a couple volleys from two other units of Swift Shivers. The one has to back off, having gotten hit by a Searing Doom, and the magical arrows of the Swift Shivers should be able to obliterate the unit of Exalted Bloodletters relatively quick. The units of Skull Crushers charge on in, and we commit pretty much everything we can to them. Our Lord charges in and doesn't even manage to bring down a single Skull Crusher with 2 blows as yet. Same thing going for the Scorpions as they're trying to work on the enemy, and finally manage to bring a few of them down. Got to get these things off the field, especially before Valkyria moves on in to try and bail them out. Speaking of Valkyria, I see her hovering above us, and she will land. Oh, or maybe not. She was about to land. Interesting. Just as she was about to land, I popped the Helm of Discord on her and on everything here, and it seems like the second I popped it, she changed directions and decided to go for somebody else, specifically for this poor Necrotect who is slow due to being on foot and has only 40 melee defense. Run the heck away from Valkyria, because she's gonna mess you up, buddy. And oh, it looks like some Warhounds are going to chase it down, or at least hit our Swift Shivers. Fortunately, they shouldn't be particularly threatening, but Valkyria most definitely will be. Looks like she does manage to hit the Necrotect a few times. He loses about 30% of his HP, while we are still fighting the Skull Crushers. Although by the looks of it, they do finally try to book it on out of there. That took a lot of effort, almost a full minute of committing every single elite we have to trying to kill off this one unit. I mean, it's a tier 5 and it's a rank 9 Skull Crusher, so that's hardly surprising, but still, damn. Valkyria hits our Lord a few times. He quickly loses half of his HP. Looks like, what, like 25% of his HP at least per hit? That ain't good. She's hitting us for 1,000 per blow. He can't take her. Not even close. Not even a little bit. And it looks like he did no damage to her either. We're just going to have to drown her in bodies and just send the Golden Host of Mahrak and the Skeletal Horses, or the Nehekarn horses, to distract him. I'm going to pop a Tomb Swarm down on the biggest blob of enemies that we can find. I'm going to do a little bit of damage. Our Lord gets another hit in from Valkyria and drops to about 20% of his HP. We pop the healing potion and try to run him through the rest of our lines in an attempt to escape. Over on the rightmost flank, it looks like we managed to see the Warhounds off, especially with the Sepulchral Stalkers protecting our units of Deepwood Scouts, who are going to reposition themselves to try to get a little bit more fire going on the enemy. Looks like the enemy Skull Crushers come back, but a countercharge from our Nehekara Horsemen does manage to send them routing again, and we're going to leave the Nehekara Horsemen to chase them down. Can't be having those guys move back in. Alright, and now it's time for the ranged units to get to work. Sepulchral Stalkers shotgun blasting right into those piles of halberd-wielding Chaos Warriors and Chaos Warriors of Khorne. while we continuously reposition our units of Deepwood Scouts to try to do as much damage as possible. Deepwood Scouts have managed to pretty much destroy this unit of Marauder Horsemen with great ease, but a unit of Fleshhounds of Khorne will charge on in. We're going to countercharge them with our Spokal Stalkers, but this isn't a particularly good matchup either for the Deepwood Scouts or Sepulchral Stalkers, as the Fleshhounds are pretty solid units, and both of these guys of ours are quite fragile. The main fight continues to, well, occur. The Scorpions are down to, what, 30% HP? And I think there was another badly hurt unit here somewhere. There's the other... oh yeah, there it is. The other hurt Scorpion also melting away. The Necrotech melting away. Our Nehekara Horseman melting away. Our Lord, having healed from the healing potion and the first Realm of Souls, is back into the fray and has beaten the Exalted Hero of Khorne, who is much, much weaker than Valkia, and our Lord had the help of the Ushabti. Gotta love how those Ushabti look, though. Can't wait to be using more of them, and, well, we've built plenty now. And just gotta get our armies into position and retool or retrofit, that's the word. Retrofit our forces. Anyway, these Swift Shiver Shards continue to fire and continue to move around so that they shoot the enemy in the back and the flanks. And just got to maintain close enough position to the enemy within 70 meters so that they can use their close aim ability and get that much needed extra armor piercing damage against all the heavily armored forces here. Without it, oh, we'd be having a pretty tough time. Ushabti's still in the middle of this and are dishing out armor piercing damage, and surprising or not, our Golden Host of Mahrak are still holding. And it's a, I mean, oh, they look so tiny and adorable compared to the absolutely monstrous size of those Chaos Warriors. We're just lucky they didn't have any aspiring champions. That would have been... I'm not sure how we could have dealt with aspiring champions with this army. Maybe had all the Swift Shiver Shards spent the entire battle focusing them down. Anyway, let's see how we're doing. The balance power has shifted to about 90% in our favor, but we can see how bad a lot of our units are doing in terms of their HP. However, now that the enemy is engaged everywhere and our Spokal Stalkers and our Swift Shiver Shards are properly positioned, they've been dishing out a massive amount of damage by firing into the enemy backs, while said enemies are pressed against the Ushabti and the Golden Host. Scorpions are still in it, or at least two of them are. The other one, I believe, is so heavily damaged that it had to back off. Though, well, now we can say, okay, yeah, there it is. Trying to back, oh no, poor Pinchy. Alright, looks like Valkia did hit Pinchy a few times, but with the rest of her army shattering, it looks like Valkia will shatter as well. She's still had about half her HP, and I think she's not healing. I saw she had a source of regeneration. Maybe she wasn't quite leveled to that point as yet. Still, a very, very tough foe. Hats off to Valkia, and hats off to her faction for giving us a couple of absolutely magnificent battles. Oh, alright, it looks like the Golden Host of Mahrak were indeed able to hold, and I mean, compared to Skeletal Spears or regular Nehekara warriors, these guys are pretty solid with their AT armor, or whatever it was, Tomb Guard equivalent armor on them. They'll be solid in our Nehekara warrior line. That said, we still took quite a bit of damage, especially on our constructs, just the one Necrotect in this army, so not quite enough healing on them here, but we're out of Necrotect capacity, so we can't do anything about it at the moment. Anyway, decent damage on the Spokal Stalkers and Ushabti, and the Necro Scorpions, the Tomb Scorpions, did their work in holding the line, or at least anchoring the line of the Golden Host. That said, once again, it looks like one of the Swift Shiver Shards does the most damage, which is hardly surprising since they spent a lot of the battle firing into the backs of those enemies. If this particular army had had that rage-inducing ability, that rampage-inducing ability, I think this battle would have been a lot more difficult without the help of those Swift Shivers firing into the enemy. That said, these three were in relatively good shape, so they would have had to actually lose another 25% HP in order to rampage, though this one would have. But anyway, Pyrrhic victory for us. Valkia goes down. We're going to occupy the place. and get ourselves yet another Crown of Command. We keep picking these up, but, well, it's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing mostly because we have the, and we have units that can actually benefit from it. Khat, the Necrotect, has a skeletal chariot now as well. The Lich Priest is on horse. And I guess we'll keep you on the chariot for now. Mission successful, mission successful. Ooh, wait, one of the missions successful was from... Being dethroned, yes, very nice. Was from the Wood Elves, meaning... A moment. We are just a little bit short of getting another War Dancer unit, but close to it, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that one. Anyway, let's see what else we gotta do. Outposts, ally missions. You already have a mission. Defeat some guy. That guy. And I don't know why I even accepted that. Outpost. I don't think we have the money now. I mean, before we were just building up outposts all over the place because we didn't care, but now we do care about the cash since we finally reached tier 4 and are building our super expensive elite unit buildings. And we gotta keep building them, not much of a choice, especially since we want to keep recruiting all those lovely new units, which will retrofit all of our armies with lots more constructs. Anyway, I do believe we're good to go to end the turn, unless there's Diplo to do, so let's check it out and let's hit to the next enemy. And let's just hope Hexoatl doesn't decide that we're on the menu next. Granted, their armies are out here. These guys could attack Lothern, Mazda could attack Anwar or Khatep, or attack one of these places. Though I guess the question is, will he? I mean, once again, it feels inevitable that we will get into a fight with them, and okay, once more. Would you join war against Broken Axe? Not for 10k money or whatever we have, so no. Pretty much the only option is Nagaroth, and it's only for 2k, but they're dead. They're already dead. Next turn they'll die, in fact, assuming that you can actually reach this. Now you are relatively close, and with the Shrine of Ladriel's movement range thing, you might, depending on, well, if these guys don't get to it first, so I guess we'll see. Anyway, Mazda Mundi will risk it. A building upgrade available? No. Commandment available? Yes. Tory of Rest, at least temporarily. Well, I guess if we're going to hold on to it temporarily, we can collect income temporarily. Go into worship as well. Now, go into public order worship so that we can leave and still collect money. Now, we could... Oh, now we're still using global recruitment. I was hoping to get another carrion up and running. Oh, well. Also, I can't wait until the green skulls are down to only one turn. Just gotta awaken those heralds. Or empower those heralds, whatever. Awaken and then empower. Hero not moved, outpost upgrade available. Which hero has not moved? Is it you, Hetakor? No, you've moved. I guess the other ones don't matter. Outpost upgrade on turn. Alright, then we should be able to knock out Illyrian's last territory. We should also probably start trading some of the elven stuff to the elves. Once again, no real need to hold on to it. I'm also now kind of having second thoughts about the final form of Khatep's armies. I was going to give him all the special Tomb Guard, but the thing is he doesn't actually really buff Tomb Guard, basically at all. And the basic buffs that you get from any kind of generic lord, and Tomb Guard will actually be much stronger. So, kind of not the best idea, perhaps. Hey, there's that Herald of the Scorpion. Bone Giants and Tomb Scorpions, those are going to go to somebody. Yeah, we might replace those guys with Ushabti, but anyway, we're trying to empower the Heralds for now, so let's get the Herald of Xandri next, and we'll leave the Herald of the Sphinx last, because we don't have use for it. At least not yet. You hit the Shrine of Loek, and knock out Illyrian. Quick little auto-resolve, too bad there's not another army here to do this, as it's a waste of Khatep's time, but it's not a way. Ooh, another healing potion. We have one of those on every lord now. And seasoned campaigner for Khatep very much is worthy of our time, so yeah. Alright, we'll wait until Elisali upgrades Tori Vress. There's an island right here. Guess we could... You're still healing, but you would control the sea, so you would heal here as well. We could actually attempt to hit Borda low. Ooh. Do we actually want it, though? Do we want to deal with this? Do we want to deal with the absolute shambles that Bretonnia is in, etc., etc., etc.? I'm not sure that we do, though. On the other hand, you were at war with pretty much everybody. Well, all of our vassals that doesn't care, and Deltharion probably enjoys that. You know what, I'll think about it. Let's see what else we gotta do before we figure out where to move you guys. Rehobi, can you reach the Black Forest? Yes. Quite a bit, too. I mean, you can travel far is what I'm getting at. Good job. This will be good for us. And then maybe you can hit the Venom Glade right after as well. Now, oh, Hellebron! Why? We sacked it for you, you useless... Damn it. My plan. Oh, my plan. Okay, how to resolve. It didn't quite work out. Occupy. Maybe she'll do it next turn. Freaking heck. Cloud Coast, Hours, Storm Necromancy all over the place constantly. Of those Necromancy storms. And the monoliths will be upgraded. Hellebron, please. Just do it. It was free territory. Why would you march dance and move away from it? I swear. Alright, anyway. This is the AI being oh, could it be the AI being unwilling to kill these guys off? No, because they had 2 territories. Like, I don't know. It's just screw them. For now, you guys, you're gonna suffer attrition if you move there, but we gotta head to Ashrak and head on over to Iron Spike as well. Plus, well, I guess we'll wait for this army to make its way up here. If we can vassalize Hellebron, this border will be safe, and we won't have to deal with it at all. Which would be preferable. Alright, remember now, if you're just gonna head into the chill road and you're gonna sit there and chill. That's what the road is named for, after all. Necrotect, I believe you're from this army. They're gonna go there and increase their mobility, and then you are supposed to join this army, but while we have a lot of extra units, we can't do it. Alright, fine. You're gonna move out, you're gonna entomb beneath the sands. I'd love to channel, but I don't think we can with all the attrition that we're suffering. And I don't know whether we can reach the place in one turn, but we're gonna give it a shot. Go out here, Mishap, follow along. Alright, who is up next? So, you're fine, Hetakor. Move up here. I'd like you to keep an eye on what Be'lakor is doing, since we're probably gonna head up there with Khatep anyway, because we have to grab CRONE anyway. These guys are gonna be pissed, but whatever. Alright, that looks good to me. Next up, anything interesting here? Okay, just King Anwar, and... You know what? I guess we will then move him to here, and at the very least, grab this thing next turn. Oh, it might be grabbable this turn. Do we risk it, though? You know what? Go right beside it. You'll heal up anyway. Game, why? Stop. Alright, just go there, whatever, man. Alright, you'll heal to full. I don't see any armies beside these guys. Very tempting to take Bordelot. Oh, huh. Actually, not as tempting as I thought it would be. The Bordelot Harbor doesn't actually offer us the Tombbark capacity like other harbors do. Game, come on now. Somebody forgot about that landmark. For the Tomb Kings. Anyway, let's see what else we got. You are still recruiting, and... Did you just get another recruitment capacity? I guess you did. Alright. More Necropolis Knights. More Sepulchral Stalkers. More everything. Keep on building those. I'd love to build the Green Skulls and bring them up there. Potential for it. If we have room... And when we run out of capacity, we will. You're at -6 and 94. You're still good for another turn. You can also build another one of these little pyramidians. And then you can... we're out of materials, let's see. And then you can build the Growth and Research building. At the cost of jars, mind you, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Golden Age Monument. Alright. Then you can delete this, and you can start building a Golden Age Monument next, which will counteract the loss of the public order, and then we'll do the same thing at the Plane of Spiders after. You're coming up next, which will mean additional capacity for Shabti, more Necropolis Knights, and Hexwraiths, okay, not Hexwraiths, and Tomb Guard. Alright, so you're looking good. Let's also, you know what? Let's just do the buildings in order. Titan Peaks! Oh, you're ready to go to Ancient City of Quintex, but we'll need to reduce your construction costs, so... Alright, and I guess what we could also do is get rid of one of these buildings, like so, and start replacing it with a pyramid. You know what? Replace the public order. Wait. Actually, public order here is surprisingly not great because of the unpleasant climate. That might be an issue here. You know what, hold on to this for now, especially while we're collecting income as these things cost money. I'm almost tempted to get rid of the Ushabti building here instead. But maybe after we build some more Ushabtis. Or Ushabti, rather. Shrine of Loek and Lasela, you're both fine. I'm not sure that we'd even want to bother investing in Shrine of Loek at the current time. Samatorius and Trilinia, you, Torakar, will, however, build a military structure of any kind. It doesn't really matter. Kathik. We could upgrade Torquarali and Misnar, but I think we can just trade them at their current strength. And frankly, trading it to our allies with defenses might actually be the better option. Galleon's Graveyard, you're fine. You're obviously not going to do anything. Black Forests, we will keep this for one turn. Ashen Coast, ooh, yes, lots of upgrades now. You're going to go for that Golden Age Monument, which costs money now. You're going to go for the 4th tier of Pyramidion, giving us the ability to build the various Tomb Guard. Oh, and as I was saying, yeah, a generic, or maybe even a special, a Tomb Guard Lord would probably be better, and that's what I was getting at. Also, you can build another Pyramidion here. We're all switching to Pyramidions everywhere. And then, another Burial Pit. More capacity of everything. And you're already building or have built the Royal Burial Chamber. Beautiful, which also means... Wait, should you not have increased Bone Giant capacity by 1 then? Huh, why are we still at 1 out of 1? Bone Giant capacity +1, Nehekaran Citadel. This is a Royal Burial Chamber. I didn't build a second Nehekaran Citadel, that's why. Alright. Should I have? Do they do anything other than give us Bone Giant capacity? Not really. No. Meaning we basically just need 1 on the map and then acquire capacity via other means. So, yeah. Now, which place was this? Ashen Coast, was it? Yeah. Alright. Iron Coast is up next. I mean, I guess we could upgrade the Eldar Spire and the other thing. Go for it. Can't believe we're out of money again. Nagaron and Harkuldra. I'm not sure that we're keeping you. I'm not 100% on it anyway. Might be nice to give some of these territories to the Wood Elves or something. I feel like we want to get rid of Arakto Gorge and Shiroktak map, but we need to actually get a way to do it. Okay, we'll have to figure that out. For now, Ironfoot Hills, don't bother upgrading. I think we'll save. Plain of Dogs, much more important. Another Pyramidion, and another one of these growth and research buildings. And more, and most importantly, another one of these burial pits for even more capacities. Beautiful. Do we need to upgrade this any further? This will need to be upgraded, meaning you have to stay in worship. Ugh, no. Too much public order loss. I suppose what we could also do is get rid of this public order building here. -1 won't be too big of a deal, I hope. And then build the Pyramidion here, and then replace the Grand Ossuary with another growth building and research building. More research means more getting more stuff. More is more. Go figure. Val's Anvil, you will be traded, but for now we need to upgrade your military structure. Yeah, let's hope that works out. I don't think we need to invest in the Mazda, but we'll see. We'll see how the trading goes with these guys. You will need a military structure, and your fine Towers of Lysaean. Granite Hills, Monolith, Shrine of Ladriel. Yeah, we are waiting for Hellebron to see if she'll, you know, not be an idiot. White Tower of Hoeth. I guess we could start on the Pyramidion, although the Mastaba will be readily available next turn. But we could bump up the growth a little bit faster. You know what? Go for this. Oh, that'll be fine. And keep the growth building, especially since we're not collecting income here. We just need to get Port Elistor, which will fix the issue. Grand. You have golden idols, which we need as well. Let's start upgrading you. Don't need the quicksand swamp, and I guess if we are going to keep this territory, then we can delete these, replace them with public order and growth, and start upgrading these as well. As long as Hellebron doesn't turn on us, we'll see. We should at least be able to get an alliance out of trading these things, even if we can't get a vassalage. Alright, and the rest of that looks good to me. We're down to 2 heralds remaining in order to empower, get another army going, and a bunch of buffs. And I think nobody else has to move, which means skip building upgrades, hero not moved, diplomacy check. And nothing worth considering. Argonath minus 145. Oh, that's not great. Maybe if we make them friendlier. Well, it might not work out, but whatever. End turn. We'll find out. Alright, please, Hillebrand. She's gonna besiege it. Ah, but it'll fail in 1 turn, so nearly there. Oh, game, okay. And are you gonna try to reclaim this? Shadow Stance? Shadow Realm Pathways, whatever. We'll see if that's an actual army or if it's just like 1 guy. Alright, Wild Hunt begins irrelevant to us. Yeah, you're not taking this. I don't think so. Should be fine. Settlement besieged. White Tower of Hoeth. How'd that happen? Oh, we were just building stuff. Come on now. Die. Goodbye, Lyrian. Thanks for the jars, though. Settlement besieged. There's that Herald of Xandri, and this powers up Chariots, Carrion, Chariots, and Chariots. We don't have our Chariot Lord as yet, and nobody really has a lot of those, but that's fine. Enemy killed in battle, Lyrian destroyed, lovely. And then we will go for... so this thing here. Wait, maybe we can trade Portellus Tor? Maybe. If we do this right. Oh, Mazdamundi's still sort of in range, but actually sort of out of range as well now. Well, either way, King Anwar. Start with this, and grab the Remnants of Battle. Sail to the wreck, and auto-resolve. And then take the jars. Jars be rising. Though actually, we do need money as well. Pirate Hunter, good for you. Headsman, Sunken Booty, and Lost Cargo. More growth for all provinces. Fantastic. Nud, we need to chase you down. Go here. Hopefully he can't take anything here. Hopefully we might be better off just trading it all away, but, well, let's see. On the other hand, he can't leave, at least not easily. We can actually go into the water and he'd have a difficult time doing the same. He might be able to occupy one of these territories, though. We can also cancel all this stuff and just give it to Alariel. Maybe. Alright, I want to see what's going on up here first. First of all, King Raprafos, are you able to reach Ashrek? You are indeed. In either way. Alright, so you're going to Ashrek. I see no Norscan army coming up this way, which is fine, at least for now. Close victory, medium casualties. No. Alright, maybe we can move the other army in to reinforce and then send them sort of in both ways. It will mean you will suffer attrition, but I don't see how we could avoid it right now. Unless, wait. Leave this. Go into Entomb Beneath the Sands. No, unfortunately not. Alright then, if you're gonna suffer attrition, you can channel while doing so. Both of you will attack together, mesh up, you will stay near these armies. And then you'll separate to go this way. Hopefully this isn't a mistake. In fact, wait. We'll send Meshap out this way to act as a scout instead. Oh! Actually probably a good idea to push them both this way, because we have to take Valkia's capital out. Unresolve? A little bit of damage. I guess the issue will be on the attrition-y army, but hopefully not for long. And an Armor of Destiny. Not a bad pickup, though. One of our Necrotechs gets a skeletal chariot, so does one of our princes, but you get a steed instead. Storm of Necromancy. I really wish it didn't pop up every single turn. Anyway, let's go for the growth. And let's go for the growth. We're probably actually going to start building the pyramid houses here relatively early, because we're going to need just a ludicrous amount of growth here. Start with the construction cost reduction, since we'll be upgrading everything. Although, actually, you know what? Go for the worship, because we'll need the public order in order to build things faster here. Maybe I actually should have prioritized that a little bit more. Yeah, but then again, the order should fix itself decently anyway. I hope. Alright, fine, go for growth. We'll see if I'm wrong about this. Next up, last of the Heralds. Herald of the Sphinx, and then on to the Heralds Empowered. That's what we want, and then, after that, we can grab these and research, and increase our research rate even further, which would be lovely. Alright. At least the technology, we're making headway in terms of technology. Khatep, I don't know what to do with you. Rehobi. They didn't take Venom Glade, but I kind of don't like how they're hanging out near it. Nonetheless, you're going to go into channeling stance. You're going to go right here. In friendly territory, such a heal up, and we'll try to grab Venom Glade. If they don't grab it, then we are free. Okay, you don't need this anymore. Then we will hopefully be free to grab it and then complete this entire province, as we do want the Lairs of Clarkarond. Alright, who's up next? Rehobi's fine, Hetakor and Noctumhat are where they're supposed to be. Diplo check, I think we did it last turn. Harganeth, nearly ready for a non-aggression pact. If we trade them stuff, they'll certainly be willing. Well, please take Blacklight Tower. Don't raise it, don't... Just do it. Oh, just please. Alright, and I believe we are good to go, yes? Wait, did I do building this turn? I did not. Okay, well, we got buildings to build. Alright, a little bit of admin this episode, admittedly, yeah, it happens sometimes. We're going to switch back to Worship of Asaph because we need to counteract the control. And I think we'll get rid of this growth building and then replace it with another Pyramidion. We'll also need to start building one here, but we can't get rid of the Mortiferous Sanctuary yet. Though that'll change. More tier 4s means more elite troops. Speaking of tier 4s, and this is our biggest tier 4 right now, you can go for another Marble Monolith. We'll also be getting rid of all of those eventually, but for now we need them to grow our entire faction. Let's go for the Crumbling Temple here. And we will go for the other Marble Monolith. More growth. And with the massive amount of growth that we should get, we should be able to hit tier 5s relatively quickly and then access Sphinxes and other fancier stuff. So that by the time we reach Nehekara, our armies will be real fancy. Do we want to get rid of you, maybe? I guess to build a Pyramidion, yes, so... do it now. I hate to get rid of the public order buildings, but I don't think we have a choice. And I guess you have one more turn available of the construction reduction, so I think you should make use of it. Alright, Southern Ivras, you're fine. We're probably going to do a little bit of trading. I'm going to hate to lose all the money that's coming in from these, but, well, I don't see how we can avoid it. Maybe one more turn? We'll see. The Great Ocean... you're fine. Cloud Coast, Black Forest, you're fine. Ashen Coasts, yes. You're up next. Let's do the Crumbling Temple here. Doesn't really matter where. And yeah, we have to keep you with the construction cost reduction, as there will be at least one more thing to reduce. You are fine. Nagarond, I'm holding off on investing Anya, or Inya, then... Anya, then Inya. Faded Pyramidion. And I guess we can replace this growth building here as well. Alright. Which we were going to need to do anyway. Grond is fine. Hagrief is ready to upgrade and build stuff next turn, so you can switch to Worship of Construction Reduction. Vol's Anvil. That's my worship. Eatane. Next turn, Tower of Lysanne should be transferable. Let's hope for Port Elistor. Alright, so next turn will be the time to do stuff. Oh, although I suppose they could run out of money. Maybe we should trade them some stuff now. There is potential. That's... yeah. That's a question. Venom Glade will wait for you to get the construction cost reductions here, although it's actually not that expensive. You know what? Go for it. Safari. And the place we're keeping, you can start on this in a couple of turns, and you can upgrade yourself. Yeah, just do it. And we'll build the Pyramidion. Start with the Iron Mine for the jars, and I guess we'll replace the Mortuary House with the Pyramidion eventually. Alright, the rest of that looks good. Now, let's take a look at what trades are available to us. We don't care about the Shrine of Loek or Elisale, and we'll need to... I mean... we could do a sort of slow trade, but I want to see how much it's worth to these guys. Let's start moving up here. We've got a date in CRONE. Like so. I guess you could land a Trilinia and get a little public order there. Most of the stuff will be traded over the next turn anyway. This guy already loves us, so it mostly shouldn't be a problem. Alright, first of all, Tower of Lycian and Vol's Anvil. I want to see how much these are worth. Lothern is worth 48, not much. Tower of Lycian is worth 42, and Vol's Anvil is worth 47. Okay, so those obviously need extra stuff. Then, Shrine of Loek and Elisale, these are easy trades. We could start with Shrine of Loek and trade Elisale next turn. Shrine of Loek to you, it's basically worth nothing, but that's fine. We could get you to join war against Hag Grief, but we're currently at peace with them. I think it's... doesn't really matter. Let's take his money instead. Like so. We need money to fund our empire, give them their donut back and make use of it. How much is Elisali worth to you at the current time? 24. Well, still, I mean, we could just cancel it, get our money back, and give it to them in this capacity. Or we could allow it to be upgraded to tier 2 to get it to be better. Maybe we do that. We're nice like that, and also I want them to be powerful so that we can actually make good use of their units. Alright, well, that's it for you guys. What about Torakar and Elysia? I'm tempted to cancel them, because we're not waiting 4 turns to give it up to these guys. We don't need to defend all of these territories. They're not doing anything for us. And I'd rather have the money, so we're going to cancel these. Maybe not the Quicksand Swamp, I'll think about it. And then we'll see whether this guy does anything. He could very well sack or raise one of them, but we could just transfer them back immediately after. And I believe that is that. Alrighty. As soon as we end the turn, we can empower those heralds. Skip, 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 skip. I hope I didn't forget anything, because... well, oh, whoa. Recruitment. How are we doing? Ah, yes, okay, I did forget the recruitment. Good job, Ruinous. 3 green skulls to be brought back. And another Ushabti with Great Bow. Got 2 more Necropolis Knights. We got another regular Ushabti. Oh man, we don't have enough room for all the stuff we want to bring. Well, fortunately, we do have another army coming in soon, but yeah, well, just bring everything you can. We got 1 Sepulchral Stalker here. Right, I need to see how many Sepulchral Stalkers everybody else has up here. Because the armies need retrofits, and you have 1. And you should have 4. And you're going to get your Regiment of Renown of Sepulchral Stalkers, but we also have to wait until we get the Medusa in there. I suppose what we could do is give you Necropolis Knights until we're ready with Medusa. So let's get another Halberd one and another regular one. I also wanted to mix Skeleton Archers in with the Necropolis Knights units. I'm almost tempted to say we shouldn't build the Green Skulls. And we can just global recruit the Green Skulls as soon as it's ready. Maybe that's a better way. Necropolis Knights, Rushabti, Sepulchral Stalkers. There we go. 20 out of 20. 2020 Tomb Site. Alright, end turn. Etakor, I forgot about you and the fact that you're going up to see Be'lakor. I see Luan running around. Maybe this guy will take Kuran and then we won't have to worry about attacking Luan for, you know, reasons. Alright, can anybody attack us right now? Don't worry, we won't end the episode until we get at least 1 more battle. But honestly, getting these occasional sort of admin-heavy episodes is a good thing because it'll enable us to move further towards the towards endgame units and stuff. Ah, this guy did say a lot. Alright, Herald of the Sphinx is ready, more importantly. Alright, she took it, Alright, so, you. Blacklight Tower and Shrine of Ladriel. This is worth 52. Oh, so close. And the Monoliths is worth 58, so slightly more. So, we're going to give you Shrine of Ladriel. Then, we're going to have you join war against every single faction we can. Yeah, okay. Just the one then? We could do Broken Axe. And the reason we want to do this is because it'll increase our likelihood of them being weak, and thereby being more likely to be our vassal. Have the Shrine of Ladriel. Agreed. Then, the Monoliths for vassalization and trade agreement. And money. Yes, please. All right, beautiful. Very well. Fantastic. I wanted to get access to Dark Elf units, and now we will have both Dark Elf and High Elf units available to us. Immediately build the outpost at Harganeth, which has access to War Hydras and Feral Manticores, and frankly, better chariots than ours. Charybdises. Don't really care for their artillery. All right. It's the Medusa I really want, but hopefully we can get Shakara on the team as well. Oh! She's not going to be happy about this because it makes Harganeth break her agreements. And what can you do? Instruct outpost. Shakara, hopefully we can do the same thing with you. Wait, oh, there's 2 of them out here. Cool. Destan Cold Eyes out there as well. You want us to attack Nud Asavarson. Okay, wait. Can we reach Nud Asavarson? By the looks of it, no, but it might be possible. Wait, go here. We might gain more movement range when we head out into the sea. Not a guarantee, but we'll see. Alright, how about now? No. Well, darn. That means there's a decent likelihood that we won't be able to catch him, meaning we should probably take somebody else as our ally mission. Grom the Paunch, where is he? He's not sailing towards us as yet. Egrim Spite Taker very well might. In fact, where is he? I think he's at sea, sailing towards us. Welch is... okay, we're definitely going to kill Welch. What about Everess? Uzul Death Metal, I take it you're... nice name. You're a dagger accent, so we'll attack you, and there we go. Alrighty. Oh, I'm so happy that we got Hellebron as well. Now we got Wood Elves, we got High Elves, and Dark Elves. They won't be too happy with each other, but as soon as we get them all fighting the same enemies, we should be relatively okay. And all it took was the destruction of Alethnar, who still doesn't want a peace treaty. Oh, what a spiteful little... anyway, construction costs... yeah, build Slaver's Point up. If Shakara doesn't declare war on us, we should be able to make the same thing happen, I think, / hope. We got the Queen and the Crone, that's what we got. Fantastic, anyway. I'm too excited. Rakobi, you are going to grab this to be able to hopefully, well, not hopefully anymore, colonize. It wasn't so damn expensive, but whatever. Venom Glade will build you up, and then we'll go for that worship construction cost reduction. Actually, I lied. We'll go for the worship growth, because we need the growth here more. Alright, and then you can head up north to join these armies and finally begin retrofit, and this army will be able to join you all in the mere 2 turns. Next we have research. The Herald's empowered. In fact, I think we can take a turn off of this by getting the secrets of the scroll and the 15% research rate that it offers. It's a fairly big investment of research, but a single turn would be worth it. I hope I'm not wrong, but if I am, it's not like the turn... Plus, incantations of celerity are insane. Speed plus 20? I take it this is for every unit and every hero because it doesn't say anything. And if that's the case, it's very much needed. Speed is probably the second best trait after melee defense, so yeah. Alright, there's also lizards. And they're not liking us even more now. We'll have to pay attention to them. Mesh up, I need you to keep an eye on what's going on out here. Wait, you're able to break walls? No. There we go, there's his main stack. You need to keep an eye on this as he may very well move down. Khatep, I need you to move out here so that we can see where the armies are. We saw that there was potentially a stack here somewhere. Ah, yeah, there it is. Egrim Spy Taker. Keep attention. Pay attention to him. Oh, if he sails out here, we can't do anything about that. Yeah, we need Khatep up there immediately. Khatep, guess who? That's you. Go. Too bad there was no islands on the way, but that's alright. Need to destroy all of these guys. Then Alicia and Torokar. Oh, maybe he's heading down here. You know what? I was going to trade Alicia to these guys, but we'll keep it just in case, because we might be able to force them into a fight. This guy might also declare war on us and attack us, so in case he does, then we should get points. Reanimate, and, well, the Carrion are going to be where you're getting the most stuff from. On the other hand, you're going to have Tomb Guard as well. Nobody's a high enough rank to take advantage of any of this anyway. I guess we'll do Dune Rider. It'll buff the Chariots. For the, small amount of time that we have them, and it'll buff the Carrion when we eventually do have more. And get the rest of you. I might even just attack Dastan just for fun. You don't need Mortuary Cultist. You have Skullstorm, though we could max it out. Let's max it out and get you Earthing as well. We should also probably get Trapped Soul, but, eventually. We should also start heading into Vicious Curses, but there's a lot of points essentially competing each other. A double up on Purple Son of Zareus and the Fate of Biuna, please. This army actually has mana, unlike the other armies. Tomb Prince, you're definitely getting Disciple to get the magic item drop chance reduction, and I still haven't decided whether I want you guys to be fighters or infantry. Well, not so much boosters, but infantry somethings. I get to you. Honestly, none of these traits are very good. To just get you Infamous Legion and into Air Command, which is useful, unlike the other stuff. Hey, you, sir. Alright. Inscription of Repair. You now have the ability to get either more Ushabti, lots more... Oh, we should get this at least one time. The reason I want us to get at least one time is I want to see what our capacity looks like. Does this mean we get +2 Sepulchral Stalkers? Or +1? I think we maxed them out, but let's double check. And just so that we know for the future. Though frankly, I don't think we actually need the Sepulchral Stalker. Oh, we're at 7 out of 13. Actually, we don't need that. We probably need Scorpions more, for whom we are at... Oh, we got 3 Tomb Barks available now. Don't worry, we'll build them shortly. We're at 6 out of 9 on the Scorps. That's great as well. I didn't do buildings this turn, did I? Okay. Well, I did say it was a bit of an admin episode, so... yeah. I'm actually okay on the Scorps. Considering Ushabti are going to be pretty universal, let's go for the Ushabti one then. I mean, the Scorpion army will need Scorpions, but yeah. What about Tualatp versus Sokth? Once again, I think like 5 into Tualatp is pretty good, just for the extra armor piercing on Carrion, but it does make me wonder how many Carrion will we use. If this gave melee defense from Scorpions, for Scorpions would be such an easy choice. You know, I'm gonna hold off on this again. Just for a little bit. Alright, you know what? There's a lot of other points to assign, but we'll do it between the episodes. Let's move everybody else around. Alright, you two. The hurt guy. Go into Entomb Beneath the Sands, or Raiding. Either one. Will you heal more in friendly territory or enemy territory? Let's find out. 56 and 2 versus 49 and 2. Alright, so we're going here. These guys, by the looks of it, will have the chance to rebuild a fair few forces. You can Entomb Beneath the Sands as well, but you don't need to heal, so you can head a little bit more. Well, this guy's not going to attack you. You're fine. And if he does, he'll lose. Do we have that Primal Rage on anybody? No, so we should be able to hit Dagrax Sand, and it'll be a siege without a worry about... I don't need the public order anymore. Worry about the desync. Alright, I believe that's all the armies that we have to move, and do we have the Herald of the Scorpion? No, we already had the Herald of the Scorpion. Yeah, we have the Secrets of the Scroll. Alright, that bug always gets me. Titan Peaks, we'll start with you once again. Petrified Forest, you are getting a Pyramidion. And I guess keep the Worship of SF going for a little while, at least for one more turn before reconstruction costs reduce. You have a Pyramidion to build here as well. And you're briefly going to have to switch to SF, so let's build you up to max, 2k, and let's build you up, and then we'll get back to this once our public order is fixed. Or keep this like this, don't collect the money for a turn. That'll fix it as well. Yeah, fine. Alright, we also have other ways to get more money, like giving these guys Elisele now.
State your case quickly, for countless Asur lives depend.
5,300? Yes, please. Alright, sorry, Althorian, we're taking all your cash, but, well, it's necessary. How much is Tory Rest worth to you now?
And only of matters of business.
37! That's surprising. It's not nearly as much as I thought it would have been, but, well, what can you do? Let's hope that Vol's Anvil can be traded for Port Elistor, and then Lothern can be traded for your vassalage. Otherwise, just general annoyance. I guess what we need to do then is have him declare war on more factions. He's at war with everybody but Nagaroth, and Nagaroth is dead. Okay, that's not gonna work. At least not until we get another war declaration. Alright, what about Trilinia?
Present your case, corpse.
Where is Trilinia?
How will you aid?
Oh, we can't give it to you. We have to give you Tory Rest next. You can't afford it, though, and so we'll wait a turn. We'll give it to them anyway, but once they're able to afford us. Anyway, you can, I guess, have Torokar... No, next turn. Keep Alicia to keep baiting these guys, meaning we can't trade any further things here. Meaning, further, and that we do the building, and then we move on. And ooh, King Intenef is almost ready. Let's also give him Root Marcher. And I mean, we're probably not going to keep him, but just in case we do. And I guess Unyielding. And oh, Canopic Jar Hoarder. Beautiful. Does the thing still work where you keep getting these guys and then deleting them and giving them all Canopic Jar Hoarder and then just spamming jars that way? Although I don't know if that's too cheaty. I'll think about it. I'm not going to hold a vote on that because I don't want to spam you guys with the votes. Anyway, Torquarali Cathiki are not relevant to us right now. Black Forests, I may want to actually trade you. What we want is Shrocktech Mountain Rakdo Gorge. However, I fear that we'll actually need to build a military structure here first. Let's do that. How much is Black Forest worth to you? Just out of curiosity. I think these things are worth like 60 before. Black Forests? 14. Not much. What about Rakdo and Shrocktech? 45 and Rakdo? 41. That's not going to happen. What about Harkaldra? What if we give you Harkaldra? At least these are green territories. You would do it for Harkaldra, though. And this would enable us to move up there. The thing about this and them being green territories is they would allow us to get an adjacency bonus. And it's not so much that I care about Harkaldra because Nagaran... Well, it does have a port. Does Marble do anything else important for us? Construction cost reduction? No, it's just jars. Not really. Well, either way, that means that we can't trade for this turn, and it does mean that we are building stuff here. Or here, rather, in the Black Forests. Slaver's Point and Black Creek Spire, you're fine, at least potentially, depending on if these guys declare war on us. We do have the non-aggression pact, but they'll probably cancel it. Would you join our war against the Legion of the Gore Queen? Not for nothing. What about Shadow Legion? No? What about Citadel? 0. Do it. And just to keep them a little bit weaker. Though the Citadel might be getting overrun by the rats. Also, while we're here... Nothing. Alright, that's another end turn by the looks of it. Assuming that we want nothing out of this. I think we save the Great Incantation of Tra for... hard to say. Maybe Conquata, but if it's a tier 4, we'll just take it at tier 3. What if we destroy Kuran, occupy it, rebuild Longi at tier 3, trade it to these guys, and then trade them Kuran, also at tier 3. Maybe get immediate vassalage out of them. They're minus 54. It's possible. It's very possible. They're weak. I kind of like this plan, especially since we're fairly close in proximity. Alright, skip, and turn. I don't know what units we'd be trying to get out of the Bretonnian lineup. But more vassals is more vassals. Kavina, you are done, and so we bid farewell to Alethanar, but he'll offer us 50 jars as a parting gift. As an apology for his nonsense. He could have been a vassal, we could have gotten all of the territory up above, but instead, Harganeth and the CRONE have taken his place. Right, that guy ran away, and as expected, Dastan Koldai will in fact declare war on us and give us a fight. Alright, should be a decent fight. Never trust these rogue armies, they will attack the player constantly, but ignore the AI. Go. Alrighty, here we go. Dastan Koldai on the field with a pretty darn solid Dark Elven stack. Dastan can't cause us to rampage, can he? I have rampage PTSD after that one fight. Last episode. Anyway, enemy's going to head towards us in a pretty decent blob. We're going to have to position ourselves carefully here, however, as the enemy does have 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers and plenty of range units as well. We are going to, however, be on the defensive here, and that means double Skull Storms. The Sandstorm that is bound to our army from being on the defensive, and the regular Skull Storm from our lord as well. Or our hero, whatever. There we go. Very nice amount of damage into the enemy blob here, at least the biggest blob that we could find. Basically taking about 70% HP off one of the units of Dark Shards and 50% off the other. Though, these guys lost 50% of their HP, and in fact maybe 55. But have not lost a single unit, which ain't so great because that's still every single one of their projectiles, meaning they're just as deadly until we hit them a little bit harder. Out here it looks like some Doomfire Warlocks together with the Feral Manticores, the enemy fast movers, are heading on in as the vanguard. We countercharge the Warlocks with our Tomb Scorpion here, and it does lock them in place. Manticores, however, have other ideas, as one of them will get stopped by the Eagles, and the other will ignore the Eagles and will instead head down to try to attack one of our two Lich Priests. Smart idea from the Manticore, as knocking out one of our mages would be a good idea, and a couple of hits sees one of our mages pretty, well, I mean, not crazy hurt, but certainly lose about a third of its HP. Doomfire Warlocks charge on back ignoring the Tomb Scorpion and heading for our Horse Archers, while the Manticore once again charges towards our Lich Priest and now brings him down to below half HP. Alright, it's getting dangerous, Eagles. You better assassinate this thing. Stop sort of blobbing up behind it. Surround, kill, rip it apart, and do very, very close on our Lich Priest. Gotta be careful with that. Back here, though, our Carrion have managed to get around, and these are the little guys, not the flock of Juff, and they will land upon the enemy artillery crew, and they should be able to rip them apart with decent ease. They're a fragile unit, but they do plenty of damage when they are unharassed by other enemies. Out here, we have damaged an enemy Doomfire Warlock unit fairly heavily with some Eagles, and we'll charge them once again. Unless they dish out damage to our relatively fragile chariots, the Doomfire Warlocks will book it on out of here and off the map, as we have no real easy way to chase them down. Out here, it's dual blades versus dual blades as Nehek warriors face off against the... Okay, that guy had one blade because he had one arm, but Nehek warriors face off against Black Ark Corsairs. Fortunately, I don't believe that... Oh, damn, 68 melee attack. And that's without Murderous Prowess. And armor-piercing damage as well, eh? Huh. I didn't even realize that the Black Ark Corsairs were armor-piercing. That's almost surprising. Huh. Really? With those little swords? I gotta double-check. I think in vanilla Depth Guard, which are twin axe units of vampires, were not armor piercing, or at the very least they had more non-armor piercing damage than armor piercing. And that's with axes and the strength of vampires behind them. It just surprised me to see the Black Ark Corsairs here and be armor piercing. Not that it'll matter over much. Anyway, we have separated our army into a bunch of skirmishes now. Our chariots chasing enemies down, our flyers and doing the same, causing havoc in the back line, pretty much chasing off all the enemy cavalry and most of their range units, let's say. Out here, we've sent one sacrificial unit of Nehek warriors to keep back as many of the enemy units here as we can, a bunch of Black Ark Corsairs together, while on the left flank, a bunch of our units are destroying isolated individual units, like this first unit of Black Ark Corsairs and the second one that will shortly follow. And the reason for these distractions is to try to kill off these two units of Blackguard of Nagaron and the enemy Charybdis with all of our elites, without the enemy being able to support them, as otherwise the enemy elites would be able to dish out a ton of damage. Plus, we can use our Assyrians Legion of the Netherworld to take care of the enemy Blackguard of Nagaron. Due to their ethereal aspect, they aren't particularly threatened by these elite units. Working similar to Cairn Wraiths, just without the... Let's see, wait. I was about to say... without the armor-piercing, and yeah, they got plenty more base weapon than armor-piercing damage, but nonetheless, not too bad. I guess they don't function like Cairn Wraiths, do they? Because Cairn Wraiths have all armor-piercing damage because they're ghosts, and their weapons will pass through your armor and kill you. But apparently not the same thing for these ethereal units, despite being ghosts. I don't know what the deal is there. But they are ethereal. Huh. Not sure. Anyway, they are, however, despite their, if not lack of armor piercing, there could be more armor piercing, they're doing pretty darn well against the Blackguard of Nagron. We once again get a couple of Skull Storms off right into the pile of Blackguard Corsairs, while the enemy, or while they were distracted, they were also blobbed up and got hit hard. And I believe that pile of Skull Storms does allow us to carry the day. The Charybdis routes and the Blackguard of Nagron will be the last to fight and will shatter as well, and with that, the battle is ours. Dastan was just sitting there, occasionally lobbing a few crossbow bolts our way, but as we know, range lords are terrible, and even though he was firing for the entire battle, he did 688 damage and got 2 kills, which is pretty pathetic. Sorry, Dastan. Oh well. The rest of his army, maybe not entirely, but say about 80% of it should be destroyed, as our army is a very fast-moving one and should be able to catch and run down almost all of them, but we can do that off-screen. Alrighty, well, we gotta give thanks to the Tyrants of the Black Ocean slash Dastan Coldeye for being a maniac and attempting to attack the player, as these rogue fleets do, and giving us a great battle out of it. Appreciated, bud. That would cost you your entire force, and will give us 4,000 money. Our Eagles did well as usual, with 18k damage on you, 7k and 9k on the Carrion, matching the, or outdoing, a couple of the Eagles, but doing less than the 2 better Eagles, which is hardly surprising as it's a more expensive unit. And Scorpion did well to help hold the line. Our cavalry contributed by annoying the enemy in the back line as well, and nearly managed to lose one of those Lich Priests to the enemy Manticores. Should have attacked them or destroyed them in the air with the Eagles sooner, but well, a lesson learned. Either way, Tyrants of the Black Ocean, thanks for the cash, and you will be destroyed. I do feel slash think, okay, enemy killed in battle, faction destroyed Nagrith, as we know, ally begins outpost construction, sacrifice to Mathlan, there's that Secrets of the Scroll, and I did take 1 turn off of this. Fantastic. 5 turns until we get another army and gain the ability to global recruit a lot of stuff. Well, 3 capacity in addition to the construction cost reduction, to the time reduction. It's going to be very significant for powering up our armies. Now, where did that Jerkface go? Oh, Jerkface? He's gone. I don't like that. Where'd he go? That's not him. There was a full stack here that I wanted to keep an eye on. Capitano Sissoko, I bet you'd try to attack us as well. And notice that Capitano Sissoko isn't even trying to attack Shakara with her fleet out here, and despite the fact that she's in march stance or full speed stance and would immediately get obliterated by this. But yeah, just only focus the player. You're gonna go after the Isle of Wights, eh? Huh. Maybe I should have told you to attack more enemies, or attack more factions. Certainly something to be said for it. Anyway, either way, destroy Dastan Coldeye. Wait, he survived the battle? Just barely, so. Auto resolve. It's better not hurt our chariots. No, okay. And for this one, I think we take the jars. We are starting to run out of jars again, as usual, as always, especially now that our buildings are starting to take them, though they're at the same time giving us research. We're up to 244. If we can get all of these down to 1 turn, it'll be absolutely fantastic. And, well, even more so, a bunch of these. Yeah, and the more of those we build, the more faction-wide growth we have, and the more research we have all at the same time. Alright, I'll skip to doing the buildings between the episodes this time around. I noticed that Uzul will abandon Dagrak's End. Oh, well. I guess you can attack the place. Doesn't really matter which one of you does. Valkyria's not here anyway. Actually, without the presence of the main army, this is kind of meh. Oh, and you're still damaged, eh? I guess keep channeling. I really just want to spend like a few turns these guys with just the ability to channel. They could really use some mana. We could auto-resolve this. I wonder how much damage we take on this army, because it might, Yeah, this is not worth fighting. More likely than not, we'll separate these armies after this and send one of them to knock down the Norskins out here and go after Welch and maybe hunt down this guy while the other one pushes out this way. And all of the, or both of those armies will also wait for Rehobi to join them up there, and not just Rehobi, but all of these units. I was originally going to send them to the Lizards, but in 5 turns we get a new army and new recruitment, so we can prepare that army for the Lizards, plus a bunch of this stuff. Oh, look at all those Necropolis Knights. That's the forming of a new army as well. I'm excited about it. This works for me. Yes. Yeah, we need to get them up here. So you're going to go up there as well. I wonder if it would be faster to cross. Nah, but it looks like it'll be faster to cross like this. Well, we'll see. It depends where these guys are up at that point in time. Anyway, what was I saying? Khatep, you were supposed to find that full stack, which we now no longer know where it is. Anwar, you could use a retrofit, sir. You really could. But I think we can't leave the coastline here, at least not yet. Now, Khatep, I was going to send you to Longhi and CRONE, but maybe we hit the Isle of Wights and destroy Bellicor first. How many territories do you have, Belly? He just has the one, so if we take out Conquata, he's screwed. Otherwise, our little elven friends will have to keep watching. On the other hand, CRONE is right there. I mean, do we really care about the Isle of Wights? It's Conquata we do care about, but the Isle of Wights, all that research rate. But I doubt that she'd be able to defeat Bellicor anyway, so I think we're okay. We'll move Khatep instead to Longhi and try to take it out next turn. In fact, wait. If you could save a few turns for Khatep, that would be real. So, oh! By the looks of it, they're going to attempt to retake Longhi anyway. I gotta declare war and destroy this army. It's a little bit too late now. Although, if we declare war on them right now, they get stuck here, wouldn't they? Because we'd exert the zone of control on top of them. And then we could take Longhi. Although it's essentially a free territory. We'd land and we could attack them anyway. And then move to CRONE, trade them, both of them. Maybe peace out. I don't know if it'll work that way, but it's probably what we're going to do. Anyway, folks, I think with that, I'm going to call the episode here. There's no more battles to be had this particular turn, and there is a little bit more admin, which I'd rather take care of between the episodes, since I think we'd had enough admin in this particular one. Next time, we knock out as much of Valkyria's stuff as we can, though, well, let's just hope that Hellebron can take care of the territories over on this side. There's 3 here, eh? Yeah, and then we'll be giving most of this stuff to Hellebron. I say most, maybe some to the Wood Elves. Once again, I just want these territories, but we'll think about it. Anyway, we'll do that. We'll join all these armies together, retrofit them, get those new units up and running for us, and in a couple of turns, raise a new army and even more, and prepare to attack CRONE, get the 5th book, destroy or take Conquata, and then start moving to the Lizards for the 6th, and start looking towards our next retrofit for Khatep, as his army needs, well, it doesn't need it, but it could use it. Anyway, more Khatep to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially to the Threshold. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.